This is full bucket music, and they have a bucket full of classic synths, drum machines, and effects, and they sound fabulous, both Windows and Mac, and they're all free. And as you can see from this arrangement, I'm using 9 different synths. The first one out in this demo track was this sound here. This is of course the Crumar BIT One synth, called the Bucket One here. I've had the module version, the BIT-01, for many years. I know it very well. And this is great. This is a great emulation. It's not 100% spot on, but does it have to be? I don't think so. Having everything laid out in front of me on the panel here is exactly like the hardware. And by pressing this button here, I can now change the parameters much more easy than I could on the hardware. So that starts off with a little arpeggiated part, play by hand. I then also have this synth going. This is of course the Korg Poly-800, here called the Fury 800, where I'm doing some of the pads. I love this synth as well. It has a special place in my heart, and the very first video I uploaded to my channel was in fact a Korg Poly-800 video. It's still on the channel. And this is awesome because it has all the characteristics of the hardware with some new features added on for good measure. And I love everything they've done here, from the layout itself, which is very close to the original panel. And one thing right off the bat, all their plugins have this awesome and fast scaling feature that you can just take your mouse and just pull out, drag out, zoom out or zoom in as much as you want of the interface. Why can't all software plugins have this simple, effective and fast way of scaling their interfaces? I can't fathom why some very costly synth plugins are unable to do this. Shame on you, manufacturers, for not being able to do it as fast and easy as Full Bucket does. So we love that one without the chorus. So nice. So that synth do a couple of pads in the beginning, or actually throughout the whole song here. And I also have a Korg here, the Korg Trident MK2, now called the Trident MK3, with its brass bass section and strings and synth. So it's called the Trident because it has a synthesizer section, a string section, and a brass section, and you can turn these off or on individually. And they all have filters and envelopes and octaves and stuff like that. So that's that. These are the three parts I start the track with. They go alone for a little while. And halfway through the song, we have lots of other entries as well. Here is the Yamaha FB-01 called the FB-02. And every parameter is laid out in front of you. It can actually load and save original sysex. So you have all the possibilities of importing your own sysex files from your hardware if you have that one. And not only that, you have all the really nice presets here as well. The lately bass comes to mind. And then we have this one doing the solo part. And this is, of course, the Oxid, a emulation of the ARP Omni 2 polyphonic synth. What more is there to say? I love it. And again, this is free. They're all free. So that's doing the solo part. And I have a bass part, and that is, of course, from the Six-Trak, Sequential Six-Trak, called Six-Trak here as well, with a Q instead of a K in the name here. Again, faithfully laid out, just like the original. Fantastic value, and again, a synth I know very well. It has all the goodies, the arpeggiator, the sequencer, the stack modes, and of course an easier way to edit the sounds themselves instead of going through the parameter buttons and value and adjusting the value. You can just do it right here in the interface itself. Unison mode and poly modes, and it's here. Excellent stuff. What else? We have the this one, doing this sound during the second part. I can of course turn up the volume here. Another great classic. This is of course the Korg Poly ensemble, the PE-2000. Done here in a very nice layout. You can see it here if you just want to see the main parameters, or if you want to edit it more. So that's doing a little pad here. And the arpeggiated part is of course coming from the Korg Mono Poly, called the Mono Fury here. Here I'm cycling through the 4 oscillators in arpeggio mode. Tuning each oscillator differently. The Mono Poly was of course a paraphonic 4-voice synth. You could do it in a poly mode, paraphonic poly mode, but I've always liked it for its ability to cycle through the oscillators in a arpeggio mode. That's really how I like the mono poly. I think I have some videos of the real thing on my channel, as well as I have with a lot of the synths they've emulated here. So that's doing the arpeggiated part, of course synced up to the tempo of the DAW. And the last synth I'm using in this demo song is not an emulation. This is a wavetable synth they've made called the WhispAir, which has 3 different digital oscillators you can use to build up your own digital sounds. So this is a great way and a free way of getting, in my opinion, one of the nicest and good sounding digital or wavetable synths out there. Free, totally free. So that were the synths I'm using on this track. And I had planned to use one more, but I couldn't find room for it. This is of course their emulation of the Korg PE-3100. They have a 3200 and a 3300 emulation as well. Like all the other ones, it sounds incredibly good. And you have an external input as well, if you want to use that as on the original. And here's another little demo where I've used some other synths from their lineup as well. And at the top of this new list here, we have the Korg Poly-61 called the Fury 68 here. As you can see, the front panel layout here, very close to the original, like the color scheme. Easily sizable, like all the other plugins. You have some new features here that's not on the hardware, like a chorus phaser ensemble, and you can increase the polyphony and stuff like that. But at its core, I like it. I've added some reverb here, as you can hear, but again, very, very nice to have the Korg Poly-61 in a plugin form like this. And below that, we have a Drumtraks. Yes, they make drum machines as well. And this has all the original ROM samples, plus some more as well. And you can use it, or you have to use it like the original. A little pattern I made to demonstrate it. And one cool feature of this one is that you can replace the rum sounds. So that's a very cool feature. I've used only the kick drum here, the original drum track kick in this little demo track. And then we have the Deputy doing a little bit of strings here. And this is, as far as I understand it, a emulation of the classic 70s and 80s string machines, a sort of mix of everything, and that's why you have the ensemble effects and you have some phasing effects, etc., etc. I also have a bit of a bass going, coming from what they're calling the Trilogy, and this is a mix of the Crumar Stratus and Trilogy, I guess. A mix of those two, which you can do and use for everything from bass to strings. You can even hear the aliasing here. So these emulations are very good, and some of them can sound quite uncanny in their realism compared to the original hardware. Of course, a purist will frown upon me saying that, but it is what it is, and I like these. And at the bottom here, we had a couple of synths emulating these old Korg Greek letter. You remember those? Sigma, Delta, and Lambda. This is the Stigma, which is of course the emulation of the Sigma. And below the Sigma, we have the brother, the Delta, in the world of full bucket, called the Nabla. Let's hear what I used that for. And lastly, I use a synth called the Ragnarök, which I guess is a custom synth that they've made to emulate something from the past, I guess. And I used this sound in the arrangement of this little demo. Very nice synth, this one, and this is actually one of the synths I can see myself use more and more. I really like this, both the layout and the sounds of this emulation or custom-made synth. So if you want a bag full of classic vintage synths and some modern ones as well, you don't have to pay those ridiculous amounts of money some of the big guys in the software industry commands. You can get these for free at Full Bucket Music. I'm not sponsored by Full Bucket in any way, but I just love these synths and I use them a lot, and therefore I thought it was appropriate to actually promote them on my channel. They're awesome. Get them. As always, I'm Espen Kraft. Thanks for watching.